We have people from diverse background here, and we see that each one of has their own experience, which will come handy when we prepare for GDPI. Because see, you are not competing among yourself; you are competing with the entire people, students who will be writing CAT. So in this group, in this cohort, you'll have to support each other so that each one of us gives their best performance in the CAT exam as well as the GDPI part, right? Fine. So let me share the screen, and I think already shared. And let me start with the session. And any queries you have, you can ask me towards the end of the session, or you can text me on WhatsApp, mail me. I'll help you out. This session will be in two parts, basically. I'll talk about CAT. CAT means the exam part, CAT and OMETS. I hope all of you know about OMETS. OMETS is other management entrance test. So CAT is the biggest exam having maximum colleges under it. The second biggest exam is ZAT. So normally 3.2 people, 2 lakh people write CAT every year. Then ZAT is the biggest exam, around 1 lakh people write ZAT also, right? And then we have Snap and MAT. So Snap and MAT is also written by 85, 90,000 people every year. And then we have MyCat and all these. So I'll talk about that, and then IIMs and top B schools. So not only IIMs but other B schools also, which are in the top 20 range. FMS, XLI, then we have SP Jain, MDI Gurgaon, IMT Ghaziabad. So all these top B schools, JBIMS, I'll talk about that also. So depending on how much time do we have in this session, because I think there is a session at 8 p.m. also, and so I'll cover this, and then maybe in the next week we'll cover more. So agenda, as I told you, it will talk about MBA. See, when you are preparing for CAT, you should not uh, think only about the CAT exam, but also after CAT. You must be knowing that there are students every year who get 99.9 percentile, get calls, still are not able to convert ABC, right? Because now, if you are starting, I would want everyone, each one of you to aim for ABCL, the top 10 B school, right? So at least 99 plus percentile, and then get calls from these B schools and convert them. That should be the aim, depending on what your circumstances, if you are working, how much time you are getting. So each one will have their own strategy to crack and reach that goal, crack CAT and reach that goal. But that belief and that aim should be there. It should not happen that you settle yourself at you start aiming at 90. That should not be there. The aim should be 99 plus. You should start with that. And when you start with that, you should also look at the journey after CAT. Why MBA? If somebody has 1 or 2 years of a gap after after their graduation, what they should do to fulfill that gap. So I'll tell about various ways to fill that gap, to enrich that gap and show that you have not wasted those 2 years or 1 year. What kind of certification courses you can do, what kind of internships you can take, what other activities you can do to build your profile so that you are able to perform well in the GDPI round also. So that has to start now, because if you start thinking in July, August, I would say that now focus on CAT. Only 3, 4 months are left, and after the CAT exam, it becomes very the time is quite less. So this is the red building of dreams. I think most of you must have seen it. It is IIM Ahmedabad basically. So you should take out a colored picture of this, put it in front of your study table wherever you are studying, and write 99 plus percentile or 99.9 plus, whatever you are aiming for, or maybe even 100 is also good. And think about it daily that you have to achieve it. You have to basically, your goal should be in front of you. Whatever registers you have, just write down 99 plus or 99.9 plus to be precise. And once you have that, once the belief will come in, your effort will automatically start giving you outcome in that direction. You will be more motivated to achieve that. In case you are feeling stuck, I am always there. Sharma sir is there, Meenakshi ma'am is there. Then we have a whole team of faculty members who will guide you. So, but you should not, you know, uh, aim less. The aim should be high. So, why MBA should be clear in your mind from day one. Obviously, you that answer will keep on evolving as you move ahead. I'll talk about it in brief because that is the first question which you should ask yourself when you prepare your journey, when you start preparing for CAT, and this will be the first question which will come in the interviews also after about yourself. So in every interview, you will be asked, why do you want to do an MBA? You should have a solid answer. That answer, if you can find a right answer, write it down. That will motivate you to, work harder because once your destination is defined, once you have set your goal and the purpose why you want to achieve that goal. Lots of people are working, lot many are in college. You Each one will have their own reason. Somebody will be attracted towards the package, somebody would want a good career, somebody would want something else, somebody would want to switch from the existing career. Okay, so that, and somebody might feel that they will not get good opportunity after they graduate from the current college. So there can be n number of reasons. You should know your reason, write it down, and that should motivate you to give 2 3 hours of preparation day time every day, right? So that will take you and help you achieve that goal. So that has to be clear. There are certain myths and facts about CAT that I'll explain because once you start your journey, there will be a lot of, on the social media, there will be a lot of chatter, a lot of things people will say, and how to, filter out what is right and what is wrong in that. About CAT, I'll talk about CAT, omits, other management interests, the top ones, I'll talk about that. What should be the strategy for CAT? How many hours you should study in a day, in a week? The role of revision, the role of notes making, all that I'll talk about. What is the game changer? One advice which you should do every hour, 1 hour daily, which will help you get at least 95 plus. What you should do, that I'll talk about. GDPI VAT, what you should do, and preparation tips. So this is the agenda 1.0 which I'll try and cover today. Agenda 2.0, if I have time, sufficient time, I'll cover this as well. Otherwise, next session. So MBA colleges, basically top IIMs, non-IIMs, the MBA journey, those 2 years, what happens in those 2 years. I'll talk about that, and what you can do right now or what you are doing right now in the preparation that will help in that journey. The curriculum of MBA, the IIMs, committees, forums in college, summer placements, PPO, PPI, CRP, LRP, water management streams, and case studies. So I'll talk about this also in detail. Fine. So I hope you guys are finding the content interesting, and what I am trying to cover will help you. Just type in yes, Devash. I'll suggest what can should be done for people who don't have much work ex. So just type in interesting if you find the content interesting, or if you have any suggestion, you can just type in one line. Okay, Jia says interesting, interesting. Kunal, fine. Deva. So let's dive into this. If you are finding it interesting, it will help you. Looking forward to hear more, Muskan. Yes, Muskan, you will. This session will enrich you and will clear a lot of your doubts. So first thing, why MBA? You should be very very clear why MBA. I have listed down certain things, but I would want to know from you what is your reason. Maybe if you don't want to message to the entire group, you can send me a direct message. Give me one big reason why do you want to do an MBA. You can message all or you can message me directly if you want to keep it private, if it is something which you do not want to share with all. But one reason why you want to do MBA, it can be anything. A high package, you want to earn 25 lakh, 30 lakh per annum. Okay, Simran says, not finding my current tech job interesting to enhance my analytical skills. Devash, look, they can't want to grow family business in larger scale, financially independent, nice, self-reliant, financial independence, working with the best Indian companies, something of your own, build something of my own, want to learn about HR management, wonderful. start my own company. Very good, Ronak. Opens a lot of doors in larger companies. Primary purpose is good package and a good job. Field of marketing, interest, VC world, M&A, Kunal, nice. To prove myself, very good, I think. Career growth. So majorly you have mentioned what you want to do with, why do you want to do MBA? Higher studies, start my company, is very nice. Good career options, networking, understanding. Fine. So these, what you have written majorly, good exposure in top B school. Yes, Komal. So I have mentioned it here also in the slide, and you can see that people do MBA for college, package, profile, network, good life, job security, growth, social respect, challenges and rewards, power and authority, financial independence, right? So Balaji, for career growth and high package because of lot of struggles facing in current position. So each one of you will have your own reasons, and it is true. But I will list down two, three major reasons why one should do an MBA and why normally people do MBA. And these three reasons, some people do not realize it when they start their MBA journey, but they realize it when they once they go in the college or when they pass out from the college, right? So the first and the foremost reason why one should do an MBA is obviously the network, the kind of people you will be for 2 years that will help you throughout your life. If you go to any of the top B school, so when I say when you start preparing for CAT, the aim should be top 10 B school, 99 plus percentile, and top 10 B school. That should be the aim. But supposing on the D day you kind of mess up, say two, three questions, or you perform a little low and you are stuck at say 95 percentile or 90 percentile or even 85 percentile, in that case also you have a good chance. So let's take a ballpark figure of 90 percentile. If you have get 90 percentile, still you will get calls from, you will be able to qualify and get into any of the top 50 B schools at 90 percentile also, right? So there's a list of colleges which I'll share once we proceed ahead. And in India, you can do MBA from top 70, top 80 B school, which will take, if I talk about top 80, so the 85 percentile and above take in the top 80, and the average package there also is 10 to 12 LPA, but not below that. You should not go to a college which is ranked 100 or 120, because then your placement scenario will completely be disturbed and you would not gain what you are looking at. So the first and foremost is network, which basically helps you throughout your career. As we all know in life, it is not about what you know, it's about whom you know. Once you start working, your network will be your biggest asset. Your knowledge will be limited, but when you combine the knowledge of your peer and if you have access to it, that will be limitless. The knowledge of your professors, the knowledge of your friends, your seniors, because once you enter in a college, in a good B school, roughly the average batch size of most of the IIMs and the top B schools is 400. So when you enter the first year, you will be with these 400 people for 2 years, right? You will be studying with them, you will be dining with them, lunch, dinner, breakfast, you will be playing with them in sports, you will be engaged with these people uh, for 2 years completely, and that too you will be day in day out discussing, working on projects, doing multiple things. So that is one thing which this network will give you. This is just about those 400 who are with you. Then there will be around 80 to 100 professors with whom you will be interacting, and 400 seniors. So your senior batch will also have 400 people. They will be with you for 1 year, and they will be just one step ahead in your career, in the career in which you will enter. So they will be guiding you throughout your life, because you will develop a strong connection with them, because they will also be in the same hostel, in the same mess, having food with you, in the same, the events which you organize, the sports activity where you engage in, the various projects which you do, all these people will be engaged. And when you move to second year, again 400 juniors will come. They will also be more or less at a similar level in your career after say for 5 years. So these 1200 people with whom you have built a strong connection, obviously you will not be able to build a strong connection with all 1200. Maybe out of these 1200, 10, 12 people you will have a very strong connection. The remaining 1190 people you will know by face and name, and you will know that this person is placed in this company. He or she has this background, and you will talk about you will know. And in case tomorrow when you are working, supposing you are working in say HUL, and you need some data, some help you need, you can reach out to your colleague, your senior, who is in say PNG or any of the FMCG company. So there will be people, you will know them by name, face, you can reach out to them, you can call them, they'll help you, right? So in life, it's all about whom you know, less about what you know, right? Because if you have good networks, you can easily solve most of your problems and unlock many, many opportunities. So the MBA college, because the best of the best will go in the top B schools, the cream of the country will be there, will go, and they will be in middle management to start their career, and then after 5, 7, 8, 10 years, they will reach the top management, and they will help you at every step of your life, and you will help them also. So that is the biggest advantage which a B school offers: the network of professors. There will be a lot of professors who will be who would be doing consulting with to startups, to big companies. You can seek their advice if you want to open your own company. So that is the first and the most important thing which a college will give you. And then obviously the alumni network. So if you go to say IIM Ahmedabad or SP Jain or IIM Calcutta, they have a legacy of 50, 60 years, right? So the alumni who is sitting at various positions in the corporate across India and abroad, if you are planning to switch your career, or if you need any kind of help, you can reach out to them and they will help you. Once they know that okay, this person is from my college and is seeking out for an advice or help, they will help you also. The first network, the first circle is the your batch. The second circle is your seniors and juniors, because you know them personally, they have seen you. And if you are a genuine person, if you have worked in the college, if you have networked well, and if you are sincere, if you help people, you will get help for sure. So these 1200 will be a direct connection, then the alumni and the professors. So that is the biggest advantage. Second, and the tangible advantage, is the package. So I'm sure most of you are working, and you know after graduation, uh, depending on where you are working and depending on from which college you are, the salary starts from say 2 lakh, 2.5 lakh to, it can be high also, I'm not saying, but the average salary is around 3 lakh, 3 LPA, right? If you take an average, I'm not talking about outliers, people from IITs or top DU school, like we have a student from Miranda House, and we have had students from IITs also. So we know that the package there is quite high, but generically speaking, from an average, from a normal graduation college, the package is around 3 LPA, right? So, and if you talk about say top 20 B school, to reach top 20, you will need 95 plus percentile, right? So let's talk about top 20 B school. The average package in top 20 B school is around 18 to 20 LPA. Okay. So from 3 lakh per annum to reach a package of say 20 lakh per annum or say 18 lakh per annum, six times, what is the rough number of years you feel it will take to reach that? If you currently stick with your job, or people who are working, if you go and take up a job next year, if you start with an average package of 3 lakh, which is 25,000 rupees per month, which is still decent, not bad. But if you start from 3 and to reach 18 LPA, how many years of work will it take to reach there? Please type in the comment section. I would want to know your views, your opinion. 5, 6 years, Afreen, okay. Anybody else? Take a guess. How many years will it take from 3 to 18? Around 6 to 7 years if you properly shift companies, okay. 8 to 10 years, Komal. Close to 10 years, more than 10 years, Astha 10 years. Okay. Fine. So mostly people are saying 10 years, depends on the switches. I agree. 7 to 8, 8 to 10. Just look around yourself, see your relatives, your neighbors, and just try to guess what kind of package they have if they have not done an MBA or a master's degree. So normally, typically, the average raise which you get. So I think we have a lot of people who have more than 1 year of work ex. Please type in maybe a direct message to me. What is the appraisal you got last year? How much percentage hike in your salary you got last year? I would not name you. So I just want to have a survey kind of a thing. I just want to know that what percentage hike you got last year. People who are working for more than a year. So somebody says 8%, somebody says 7.5%, somebody says 15%, somebody says 8%. Right. So normally it is 6, 7%, 8% maybe. Somebody says 5%. Fine. So depending on where you are working, which industry, how your company has performed in the last year, 6 to 8% is the normal hike. So just uh, do this maths. 3 lakh pay, you start do a compounding effect of say 8. Let's pick up 10%. Okay, so in the first year it will become 3.3, second year it will become 3.6 or 3.65, in 3 years it will become 4 lakh, right? So after 4 lakh, again 10%, 4.4, 4.8 maybe, 4.9. So if you do like this, from 3 to 18, and maybe in the middle you might take a jump after 2, 3 years. If you switch your career too early, too often, your CV will be spoiled. So the normal advice is at least you should stick around in a company for 2 to 3 years before you make a switch, right? So if you do that, you will find that it will be difficult to reach 18 LPA in 8 10 years. It will take more than 15 years or even 20 years to reach that. And might be some people might not reach also that level. That is the biggest eye opener which should motivate you to, if you have thought about it, if you like doing an MBA. I'm not saying that people who stick with their career after graduation they're not happy. Happiness is a different concept. But if you want to be good professionally, financially, MBA is a shortcut, I would say. Because once you start at 18 LPA, and even if you get an 8% hike or a 10% hike, it will be 1.8 L. Next year, your salary will be from 18 to 19.8, right? But before graduation, if it is 3 lakh, 10% hike, 30,000. So on the absolute scale, it is just 30K rise in 1 year. But there it will be 1.8 L. So that is the biggest difference. Plus, when you start with a higher package, you tend to work with a different set of people. The job which you do creates a better impact. You are more satisfied. You have more opportunities. Graduation is a stream dependent, work. You are defined to your domain. If you are a mechanical engineer, your roles would be limited. I mean, until unless you obviously break through and you get into IT or any other domain, which normally people do also. But by and large, your graduation stream restricts your movement across domains. But in MBA, after MBA, you will have options to move across sectors, across domains. You have done a major in marketing, you can move to finance, you can move to sales, HR, you can move from financial sector to edtech to automobiles to FMCG, whatever. So the job opportunities, the diversity will open like anything, right? So that is the third advantage, that you will have many options open. Then obviously the other factors I have mentioned here, you can always look at it. And so 2 years, maybe 1 year of preparation and 2 years of your MBA. So in 2 3 years, you can turn around your life. You can reach a position which otherwise you would have taken 15 20 years to reach, and your life would have been spent. So that should basically motivate you. Maybe I will advise you to write somewhere on your study table that you are aiming for a 30 LPA plus or a 40 LPA plus package, because that number is tangible. I might sound that I am just focusing on the financial part, but that number is a tangible number that should motivate you to, because once you start getting that package, your life will turn around within 2 3 months, right? So your cash flows will increase and your perspective towards life will increase. The social recognition which you get, the the feel good factor which you get is tremendous, right? So this should be clear in your mind why you want to do your MBA. That can be one reason which you know why you want to do. And the other two, three reasons which I have told you, the placement figure, the packages which you get, and the networking opportunities, the impact. This is should be a driving force in case you feel demotivated tomorrow when you are studying. If you are stuck in a question, if you are getting low uh, marks in your mocks in your test, that should basically motivate you to work harder. You should not give up. I have seen students who basically start and then after 2 3 months they feel it is very tough, but we keep on pushing them. We tell them that just stick around. If you are not able to solve one, see, in the CAT exam, it is not like 0 or 100. You have to solve all the questions. All the 68 questions need not be solved. Last year in CAT 24, there were 68 questions, right? So you need not solve all 68. In those 68 questions, if you are able to solve 20 questions correctly, one third, less than one third of the paper, you will get a 90 percentile. At 25 questions correctly, you will get a 95 percentile, right? So it is basically a test of management. It is not a test of maths or English. You should know your strength areas. You should know which questions to pick and which questions to leave. The paper is set in a manner that if you get entangled in any of the wrong questions, a tough ones, it will eat away your time and you will be not able to get a good percentile. So it is basically a test of decision making. You will prepare for 1 year. You will solve thousands of questions. But when you sit in the actual exam, when you take the mocks, we'll guide you for that. You should know which ones to choose and which ones to not choose. Right? Okay, so Balaji says it's very amazing while imagining which you are telling about our careers. Right, Balaji? So you'll have this kind of career because I myself have done MBA. I know I had worked for 2 years before my MBA and after my BTech, and I know that the job profile and what we do after we graduate, plus the job profile we have after we do MBA. And every year we have been guiding students. I have my friends, my network. So that is something which I have felt firsthand, and that is what I want to share. Maybe you might not have enough mentors, enough guide to tell you this, but this is my role to help you in this journey, to motivate you day in, day out, whenever we meet, discuss, and ensure that each one of you crosses their boundaries, their limits, and reaches a percentile wherein they get into the top 20 B school at any cost. That has to be done. Okay. So, coming back to the concept that you should write all these things. People might say, your family members might say that, okay, this is, you must be having a study table, right? Every one of you, each one of you should have a study table, even if you have less space in the house. I mean, everybody belongs to different circumstances, but try to have a proper one place where you study, have a table, chair, and a board. Maybe you can write in short form. Don't, if you feel that some of your friend might see it and ridicule, or your family members, write it in short form. Just write 99 plus, okay? Or whatever. If somebody comes to visit, you can remove it because that also inhibition is there, and I would want to clear that also. But it should motivate you. In your register on the first page where you are solving questions, write it down that this is two three things I would want to start. When you start your preparation daily, you just write 99 plus. You just write 30 LPA plus. This will give you an intrinsic energy, a motivation where you will stick around and work hard. So every day, if you work 1 hour extra, in 1 year, it will be 300 hours of extra work, which will differentiate, which will push your percentile by 2 3, uh, I mean, plus 2 3 percentile it will give you, and that will change the game for you, right? So these are the factors which you should keep in mind and which you should work for. I hope this is clear. Now coming to certain myths and facts regarding MBA. Many of us know this, but how many of you know what is GEM? GEM? because lot many students come to me during the preparation that sir, I am gem, I will not get calls even at 99.9. Yes, so Astha knows this. General engineer male people, and I was also a gem, and many of us every year are gem, and still we make it to the top IIMs. So in MBA, there are three kind of diversity points or advantages. So people who have the category advantage, you should definitely make use of it. If you are a non-general candidate, so the it is given to you by the government of India, so you should use it. You should definitely get advantage of it. And if you are an engineer, you will not get that advantage, the diversity point. If you are non-engineer, you will get that. So there's nothing to be, shy or unhappy or uncomfortable about it. If you have an advantage in any of these three sections, male, female, females also get an advantage because of diversity. So you should definitely use it. So gem people who somebody who is a general engineer male, they keep on texting me and asking me once they start preparing, sir, I am a gem. I will not get uh, a call even if I get 99.99 plus percentile. I will tell you one thing. You should not worry about what is not in your control. You should do what is in your hand. So there's a saying, what cannot be cured should be endured. So if you cannot do, and if you are general, you cannot do anything about it. If you have done engineering, you cannot change it. If you are male, again you cannot change it. So accept the fact and work hard. At 95 percentile also, being a gem candidate, you will get calls from some of the IIMs. And why do you aim for 95? You are starting now, aim for 99. At 99, you will get calls, right? Aim for 99.9 plus. That is also possible. So if you have a higher dream, you will have to aim for it. So you might feel if you are a gem that and this will only derail your preparation. This will only trouble you. So better just take it out of your mind that you are a gem candidate. Just understand that you are a candidate aspiring to get into a top B school. That is your aim, and do whatever it takes, whatever best you can do in your capacity. That you should do. That is the only way to, you know, set aside all those negative thoughts, all those inhibitions, all those uncomfortable positions. You should remove that and work hard towards achieving your goals. Then there's second myth about BPL. I said below poverty line. So there are people in who have low marks in 10th, 12th and graduation, and they feel that since they have 70 percentage or 60 percentage in 10th, 12th and graduation, they will not be able to get into the top IIMs. Yes, it is true that IIM ABC will not take you if you have 60 percentage, but there are many good colleges which will take you. You just need one college, one seat, right? So even if, and I have seen every year I see it, that people at 60 percentage also in 10th, 12th make it to the top B schools. So your academic weightage is there, but it is less. Maximum weightage is on the CAT percentile and your GDPI performance. In the shortlisting stage, the CAT percentile is around 75 to 80 percentage weightage is there. Your academic background and your work ex and other factors just make it to 20 percentage. So for ABC, you need 80%, 80, 88 or 80 percent and above in 10, 12 and graduation. That is the rough figure. There's basically uh, a weightage score, which we composite score. Every IIM has its formula. So you just put your numbers, your marks in 10th, your 12th graduation, number of months of work ex, and there are various categories. You put that, it will throw a figure, and you will be selected based on that. So right now you should not worry about it. But my point is that even if you have less marks in your 10th, 12th, you should not worry about it because you cannot change it, first of all. Second is you will get an admission in a top B school. This is a motivation session, Akshay. It's not demotivation, don't worry. It is basically to tell you that if you, even if you have some shortcoming in your profile, in your academics, you should not worry about it. You will have ample opportunities, right? So just look at the positives, what is available, and work hard towards it. Gems, if I talk about gems, around 50-60% of the batch is gems only. So they make it through. If I talk about 10-12 graduation, around 25-30% of the batch will have scores in the 60s and 70s every year. So you should be able to do qualify yourself also. Shweta says my 10-12 graduation score is so far is good, but the college will not matter, Shweta. It does not matter. Your marks only. See, when you write the CAT exam, 3.3 lakh, 3 lakh 30,000 people write the CAT exam, wrote CAT exam last year and before that also. So there's no way this college, all the CAT people can check each of the answers and find out which college you are from and give you a shortlist on that. They all have a formula. They will put five things in that formula, and these five things will decide whether they call you for the interviews or not. If I talk about IIM ABC or SP Jain or FMS or any of the college, so the five things are your 10th marks, your 12th marks, your graduation score, your CAT percentile, and number of months of workex if you have workex. If you do not have workex, it's fine. So these five things only. At the shortlisting stage, what college you have done it, what stream you have done it, all that does not matter. Only these five things have to be put in there, and you get a call based on. And say 400 seats are there in IIM Ahmedabad. Normally the ratio is 1:3. So if they have to select 400 people, they will call 1200 people. There is no 6 point Rashi, only 5 points. These five will be considered in the shortlisting stage. Once you are shortlisted, you give the interview, then the GDPI marks also comes into picture, and the weightage will vary. So these five things in the shortlisting stage, a college like FMS will have 10, 12 graduation 0. They will only look at your CAT percentile, and in that also your VARC score, a little extra weightage on VARC score. Same with IIM Bangalore. They have more emphasis on the VARC score, right? So it varies in bits and pieces, but you should not think more about it right now. Right now, your full attention should be to give your best and maximize your CAT percentile overall plus sectional percentile also. I have seen many good candidates. Even this year also, I have many students who have got a 99 plus, 99.7 plus, and not able to clear one of the sectional cutoff. It was around say 70%. We have the 70 percentile. IIM Ahmedabad has 70 percentile cutoff uh, for each of the sections. IIM Bangalore has 80. Most of the IIMs have 80. Ahmedabad has 70. A college like IIM Mumbai has 90 percentile sectional cutoff. 92 percentile in fact for each of the section. So when you prepare, you have to ensure that you give equal weightage, equal time to all the three sections for the first 3-4 months till you complete the syllabus. Once you are done, you start writing mocks. You will know that this is my strength area, this is my weakness, right? So the weakness has to be given proper emphasis so that you are able to cross the sectional cutoff. Otherwise, the top IIMs have this category, have this criteria that if your sectional cutoff is low, then they will not call you. So that should not happen to you. And obviously, you'll have to build on your strength so that your overall percentile increases. So that all will guide you once we start doing it, right? Workex versus freshers. So Vinita, I'll take a question in the end. Maybe I think okay. So we have 5 minutes left, and fine. So I'll cover this part and then I'll take questions. So workex versus freshers. So every college has a mix of both. 50% roughly are workex people, 50% freshers. So you should not feel that freshers, I'm a fresher, so I'll not be selected or my marks will not be there. But there's a healthy mix. So freshers have equal opportunity. Many students ask that should they wait for 2 years, should they do job for 2 years and then go for MBA? Ideally, you should basically start your MBA journey as early as possible, because these days with YouTube and with lot of media you get most of the information, plus the competition gets on tougher once you start working, and people who are working will relate to this. Once you start working, you get less time to prepare for CAT. You are so tired after the day, So once you are in college, you have enough time to prepare. College life is very easy. Your parents also don't expect too much from you. So you can basically utilize that time to prepare and get into a top B school. With college, with job, it will become difficult. So better not to wait too much and prepare well for CAT. High fees is a concern for most people. Fees is not a problem these days. And when I was doing my MBA 2011 to 13 batch, at that time also the problem was not there, but still, but now all these colleges, the top 50 B schools, top 70 B schools have a tie-up with the banks. So once the final shortlist is released, like IIM Ahmedabad or SP Jain or IIM Lucknow, once they will finalize those 400 students, the bank is connected with the admission department. They will get their name and address, and the bank will send you a message and will call you, sir. We have prepared the loan papers. If in case you need help, please reach out to us. We'll give you loan without any collateral, and because they know that these top colleges will the students from these colleges will be able to repay the loan in 3 to 5 years because the package is good and all those factors, right? So high fees should not deter you, should not help you, should not trouble you. It should be the last thing which you can think of. You should focus on your preparation, your efforts. That will definitely take you through. Financing is not a problem these days at all. CAT is not like JE or IAS exam where the syllabus is very high or you have to study for 1,000 to 1,200 hours. CAT is a relatively easy exam, a static exam. It is not a dynamic exam. UPSC is a dynamic exam. There are a lot of current affairs things coming into picture. But CAT is maths, English, LRDI, completely static. Only thing is in the interviews you will be asked about some current affairs. So there you have to brush up. Otherwise, by and large, it is a static exam. And if you prepare well, you have a good chance of qualifying it. CAT is for IITians and engineers. No, it is not that. In fact, non-engineers get extra advantage. They get, if an engineer would need, say, 99.2 percentile to get into IIM Lucknow, a non-engineer will need 1 percentile less. So 98.2, a non-engineer will be able to qualify with similar profile. So that is how it is. You should not target only IIMs or only ABC or only top B school. I mean, top means there are a lot of non-IIMs also. There are 21 IIMs in India, but then there are non-IIMs also, which are equally good. So you should aim for doing an MBA from a good college. That should be the aim, right? So I think I have covered most of the pointers. You have a session at 8, so I'll take questions now for 5-10 minutes before we wind up, and the remaining portion will continue in the next session. It will be a 3-4 session plan wherein I'll talk about it in detail, and I'll share my number and email ID so you can mail me, WhatsApp me in case you want to know anything in detail. So coming to the questions, I'll take questions one by one. You can post your questions. If I don't read your question, please post it again.